A single palm strike howled through the air, and countless sacred, ancient powers suddenly surged from the void within the great hall, blasting down toward the position of the evil god's body. Within the ancient orange-golden flame palm, an indescribable force of divine power surged, immense and powerful. Senior, impressive technique. As he watched the strongest strike from heavenly Tao reincarnation flame, the vicious gleam in Xiao Yan's eyes quickly faded. Xiao Yan's soul power allowed him to clearly sense that the massive orange-golden palm in front of him spun and twisted rapidly, like a divine punishment force, tearing through everything in its path. It roared toward the immobile evil god's body, causing a deep tremor in the latter's heart. The heavenly Tao reincarnation flame had transformed into the sacred flame's origin, faking a divine art-tier supreme combat technique. A single strike might well be enough to completely annihilate the evil god. Immortal or indestructible, what did it matter? If the evil god were instantly obliterated, leaving nothing but dust, then immortality would merely be a joke. Within the abyssal vortex, the world changed colors, and violent winds rose. A brilliant flaming giant palm seemed to transcend vast time and space, tearing through countless voids and evil forces within the abyssal vortex. It carried a destructive wave powerful enough to shake the heavens, ruthlessly sweeping into the depths where the evil god's body lay dormant. Buzz. Seeing the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame's reckless attack, the blood-clad evil shadow's heart jolted. It immediately controlled the evil god's body and, with the combined strength of immortality and the evil god's most powerful forces, unleashed them without holding back, trying to resist the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame's assault. Bang! The fiery palm struck fiercely against the evil god's body. Though the evil god's body erupted with an extremely brilliant evil aura and resistance, the overwhelming destructive force of the sacred flame still caused the evil god's body to retreat step by step. Ah! The mournful shrieks echoed from the abyssal vortex's depths, and blackened limbs and fragments scattered carelessly. The agonizing howls even caused the entire vortex to shatter. Under the devastating blow of heavenly Tao reincarnation flame, the entire abyssal vortex collapsed in an instant. The evil god's body's immortal and indestructible powers rapidly faded before the watching eyes of several onlookers. A faint, dark light flickered on the evil god's body, appearing intermittently at its chest. The light surged outward, resisting the destructive attack of the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame. Even the corrosion caused by the sacred flame on the evil god's body was swiftly healed by this aura. However, even the evil god's body began to show signs of dimming. After continuously resisting the powerful fluctuations, the once immortal force within it now seemed to be fading, as if it would extinguish at any moment. "You bastards!" The sinister, vengeful voice came from the abyssal vortex's depths. A vast wave of evil aura surged outward, but no matter what movements the evil god made, it seemed pale and powerless against the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame's attack, awaiting only inevitable destruction. Almost there. The sacred flame palm was powerful beyond measure, but heavenly Tao reincarnation flame knew that this attack was enough to severely injure the evil god's body. However, to completely destroy it, it was still a little short. Demonic glory. Seeing that they were almost at the point of total annihilation, Xiao Yan unleashed the demonic power within him. In an instant, towering soul mountains formed behind him, upon which ferocious demonic soul shadows perched, forming a menacing and evil demonic mountain. It then descended rapidly. "You fools who deserve to die 1,000 times. This is what you forced me to do." At this moment, the blood-clad evil shadow's furious voice rang out, grating and sharp. The combined assault from Xiao Yan and heavenly Tao reincarnation flame had slowly brought the fear buried deep within it to the surface. At this level of attack, even the evil artifact of the filthy evil lord could not stand against it. It truly felt the threat of death closing in. However, it wasn't the type to hesitate. Realizing there was no escape, its gaze suddenly fixed on the figure seated on the throne in the distance. That was its true goal. Though the evil god's body was powerful, it was still slightly weaker compared to the filthy evil lord. Annihilate! The two commanding voices of Xiao Yin and the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame rang out, and in an instant, their combined attacks tore through everything. The black mist within the evil vortex below rapidly dissolved and was purified, like ice meeting fierce fire. Witnessing this, both of them let out a heavy breath of relief, but no one noticed that, amidst the crumbling evil god's body, an exceptionally pure force slowly began to gather. The evil god's body was like it had been suddenly ignited, and an extreme evil aura instantly purified and devoured everything. A wave of energy, ready to explode at any moment, grew more intense. Heavenly Tao reincarnation flame, Lord of the boundless fire domain, this time, it seems I have made a mistake. A frenzied, low growl suddenly echoed from the nearly shattered and fading evil god's body, carrying a suffocating aura of sinister malevolence that spread outwards. What is this guy doing? Xiao Yin was momentarily stunned upon hearing this, but the terrifying fluctuations from the abyssal vortex below left him too fearful to probe with his soul power. With the evil god's body, perish here once and for all. The heavenly Tao reincarnation flame emerged, pouring an endless surge of sacred flame power into the fray. Immediately, the entire abyssal vortex was engulfed by countless sacred flames, sweeping away every trace of evil energy, swiftly extinguishing it. Boom! With the energy of the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame intensifying, the evil god's body let out an abrupt sound, followed by the hum of numerous vibrations. King, awaken! Festival of 10,000 evils. Seeing the inevitable fate, the evil god's body suddenly shrank, and then a jet-black orb, dark as ink, shot out like a meteor from the abyssal vortex, racing toward the grand hall. It radiated an endless demonic glow. You all shall die. One day, our extraterritorial evil clan will flatten the great thousand worlds. A tragic, maddened roar filled with a sinister malice erupted, transforming into the most scorching, evil burst of energy, echoing throughout the entire grand hall. At this moment, the combined power of the evil god's body and the blood-clad evil shadow was completely drowned out by the earth-shattering explosion of energy below. What is that? Yun's beautiful eyes narrowed as the sacred flame within her stirred restlessly. She fixed her gaze on the dark, evil orb that emerged from the abyssal vortex below, a feeling of unease rising in her heart. This fluctuation, this is bad. Although the evil god's body and the blood-clad evil shadow had been completely destroyed, that dark orb immediately slipped beyond Xiao Yin and Yun's control. When it reached directly above the grand hall, it suddenly exploded like a blossoming flower. The explosion generated a powerful wave that made the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame's eyes contract slightly, and an unprecedented fear spread through its heart. Boom! The evil force exploded like the core of a flower, and the bizarre wave of energy instantly coated the entire hall's void with a layer of dark, ominous light, within which was a force that was both perplexing and powerful. That power seemed to lack any direct destructive force, but it was filled with an incredibly strong call, a summons that resonated deeply. Although this force wasn't fatal to Xiao Yin and the others, the energy was now so potent that it caused the ancient king sitting quietly atop the ruined throne to sway strangely. His fingers twitched, and his eyelids fluttered. Even more shockingly, a layer of pitch-black blood chi formed an ominous shroud of energy around the body of the Six Paths reincarnation immortal, shrouding him in a ghostly garment. On this shroud, ripples of soul-deep low-frequency sounds called out, as if beckoning the Six Paths reincarnation immortal. So, the real show has finally begun? The filthy evil lord awakens. Xiao Yin, this time you will not escape. All of you shall die. The only victor will be me, Tang Feng. From the shadows of the grand hall, Tang Feng gripped two peculiar items in his hands. One was naturally a fragment of the map to the heavenly Tao reincarnation cave mansion, and the other was an illusory object that exuded a terrifying power, protecting Tang Feng from the evil and sacred flame energies that surrounded him. Boom! A burst of demonic energy surged through Xiao Yan's eyes, a wave of astonishment flashing before he unleashed the full force of his demonic power, crashing it directly into the blood-red shroud atop the throne. The dazzling demonic radiance exploded, blocking out the sun. However, despite such a powerful attack, it froze when it reached the vicinity of the throne, before slowly crumbling apart. Boom! At the same time, the blood-red shroud shattered instantly, transforming into a blood mist that poured over the Six Paths Reincarnation Immortal's body. The figure on the throne shifted slightly, and a seven-colored halo began to emanate from within, casting its light across the throne. The seven-colored halo spread like a stain, and as it expanded, every ounce of sacred flame within the hall was instantly reduced to dust. Surrounded by the seven-colored aura, the thin, ancient figure on the throne slowly rose to his feet. His eyes, weary from the passage of time, finally opened. In that instant, a torrent of dark energy surged through the grand hall, filling the space with a frenzied, heated energy. The evil aura ran rampant, as if cheering, welcoming the return of their evil god. This guy is the filthy evil lord. In that moment, a wave of dizziness struck the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame's consciousness. Though it did not want to admit it, its voice was filled with grave solemnity. This method, compared to when Xiao Yin previously subdued the pure lotus demon flame on the Do-Chi continent, is likely 100 times more powerful. The evil artifact's immortality is merely an auxiliary power. What truly instills fear is the filthy evil lord, the sixth evil god of the extraterritorial realm. His strength? The demon Xiao Yin did not move. Instead, he protected Yun behind him. The blood-red demon aura around him was filled with an untamed, rebellious fluctuation. Demonic power had never feared any formidable force. In the eyes of demonic power, Xiao Yin himself grew stronger with each battle. Even when faced with an invincible opponent, demonic power would never show any trace of fear or dread. Either the enemy would be obliterated, or he himself would perish. In the demon's lexicon, there is no such thing as fear or retreat. When I fought with the master before, his strength had already reached the fifth reincarnation stage. Master barely managed to defeat him using the near fifth reincarnation stage strength and my sacred flame power. But because he couldn't completely annihilate him, he had no choice but to seal him here. A bitter smile appeared on the handsome face of the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame, and he slowly explained some of the circumstances to Xiao Yin and Yun. The filthy evil lord was definitely an opponent he did not want to face. When he had teamed up with the Six Paths Reincarnation Immortal, a true genius of heaven, it had been pure luck to defeat the filthy evil lord. Now, with Xiao Yin and Yun's current strength, this battle would be particularly difficult for them. Let's give it a try. After all, he is currently just a mere fragment of consciousness. His true strength probably hasn't even reached the near fifth reincarnation stage. The demon Xiao Yin chuckled lightly. His entire body, from his bloodline to his limbs and even his mind, was completely consumed by the demon bloodline and demonic power. A sense of madness and rivalry flickered within him. Senior of the Six Paths Reincarnation Immortal, has he truly fallen? Did he leave nothing behind? At this moment, Yun's delicate face grew cold, and she sternly inquired. If things were truly this troublesome, the battle ahead would be too burdensome. Yun naturally did not want to witness Xiao Yin grievously wounded, or even risking his life. After all, how could she not be heartbroken for the one she loved? I don't know if this will work. Upon Yun's suggestion, Xiao Yin suddenly realized something. He rotated his spatial ring, and half of the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame's remaining map quietly appeared. Boom! In the instant Xiao Yin and the others were talking, numerous evil thunderbolts appeared around the throne in the hall. The thunder surged, and streaks of evil lightning surrounded the entire hall. The emaciated figure atop the throne slowly opened its eyes, which had been closed for countless cycles, and a faint smile appeared on his lips. Countless cycles, 6 paths, this time, I still win. The man had just awoken and was mocking himself. The evil god's body, has it been eradicated? Never mind. Today, I'll use your power to celebrate my breaking free from the seal." The filthy evil lord's eyes suddenly filled with boundless darkness. Where his dark gaze fell, the void buzzed and exploded, as though containing a force far beyond what Xiao and the others could comprehend. "Don't worry, today I will take you all out of here. But before that, there are a few things to deal with." His eyes swirled as the filthy evil lord clearly sensed the countless remnants of evil power lingering in the cave. These powers, once eradicated and suppressed by the Six Paths reincarnation immortal, were now celebrating and roaring with the filthy evil lord's presence. If these powers could be taken back to the extraterritorial realm, they would undoubtedly form a powerful force. Heavenly Tao Reincarnation Flame, will you choose to end your life here, or shall I make the first move? The next moment, the filthy evil lord's eyes fixated on the position where the Heavenly Tao Reincarnation Flame stood. His dark eyes burned with an invisible rage. "Ha ha ha. Filthy evil lord, back then, we managed to defeat and seal you here. This time, we can completely erase you." The Heavenly Tao Reincarnation Flame, holding the half-map Xiao had given him, gazed at the filthy evil lord with madness in his eyes and said calmly, "Overestimating yourself. Today, I will make sure you fall for good." The filthy evil lord finished speaking and slowly stepped toward the void. In an instant, a seven-colored halo burst forth, carrying a unique fluctuation. It was like a starry curtain distorting the void inside the hall. The curtain quivered and began to descend. As the starry curtain descended, it felt as though all the power in this place had suddenly malfunctioned. Its target was, unmistakably, the Heavenly Tao Reincarnation Flame. Boom! The soul-stirring evil star curtain fell, and the void in the hall immediately exploded. Countless evil forces, hidden like dazzling fireworks within the curtain, released terrifying waves of destructive energy, igniting everything they touched. Seeing this scene, Heavenly Tao Reincarnation Flame's eyes were filled with a trace of madness. A dense surge of sacred flame's origin suddenly erupted from his body. His hands slowly rose, striking a pose as if he were about to lift the sky, clearly preparing to resist with his own power. The starry sky fell silently, and where it passed, all the surrounding space became instantly still. Countless evil fireworks exploded mid-air, their dazzling and sinister halos so terrifying that they immediately dimmed the entire hall. The fragmented space of the hall trembled, and even the air was filled with the buzzing and cheering of countless evil forces. At this moment, the sacred flame's power unleashed an imposing resistance, unafraid of the overwhelming evil. Evil and holiness were two extremes of power, and for them, there was no such thing as surrender or submission, only destruction. Endless evil energies in the void howled and roared in unison. They cheered, they howled. Their evil god had returned. Humph! The filthy evil lord looked down from above, his laughter cold and emotionless. It was as if the lives lost and destroyed within this hall would not even cause him to raise an eyebrow. No matter how talented or outstanding the beings of the great thousand worlds might be, in his eyes, they were nothing more than ants, easily crushed with a stomp or a slap. Retreat. The demon Xiao, Heavenly Tao Reincarnation Flame, and Yun joined forces, their terrifying offensive unleashed. Yet, they were forcibly pushed back hundreds of meters by the wave of this evil sky curtain, their faces grim as they stared at the filthy evil lord. The cold smile on the filthy evil lord's face only made the three of them feel even more chilled. This sixth evil god of the extraterritorial evil clan had already soaked his hands in countless bloodshed. More importantly, he had now occupied the body of the Six Paths reincarnation immortal, greatly reducing the suppression from the sacred flame power. This body, truly magnificent. After the evil starry sky fell, the fragmented hall shook, as if it would collapse entirely at any moment. But the filthy evil lord did not act hastily. Instead, he slightly twisted his fists and forehead. After a moment, a trace of reminiscence appeared at the corner of his mouth. Now, it seems only the incomplete map and the demon-slaying ruler remain. A wave of immense arrogance suddenly surged in the demon's eyes, growing more intense with the demonic bloodline within him. I will fight you. You all leave. Source of sacred flame, the radiance of 10,000 flames. Heavenly Tao Reincarnation Flame's expression was indifferent. He tossed the incomplete map to Xiao, and then his body trembled violently as it ignited in flames. After a brief moment, he inhaled deeply, and suddenly, countless orange-gold rays of light illuminated the entire shattered hall. The orange-gold light intertwined with arcs of fire, merging into a torrential current, completely enveloping the entire hall. Within the torrent, the immense power of countless flames surged forth, and countless beings roared in fury. The momentum was so terrifying that it slowly tore through the void, opening up countless passages within the entire cave mansion. In the regions of the Six Paths puppets, the numerous beings within the cave mansion began to wail. Waves of divine holy energy from the origins of life spread across the hall, seemingly preparing to gather these powers to completely annihilate the evil god. Self-destruct power? You used this move once when the Six Paths Reincarnation Immortal was still here. Now, you're using it a second time. Do you really think this evil god is a fool? Kill. A cold, murderous intent suddenly erupted from the filthy, evil lord, his seven-colored halo swirling. He let out an enraged roar, and his palm, imbued with an overwhelming emotional power, caused the blood to churn. It transformed into a terrifying evil seal. Without hesitation, he struck downward at the Heavenly Tao Reincarnation Flame, who had transformed into a colossal torrent. The filthy evil lord's terrifying strike caused the seven-colored emotional energy to crush the flow of beings, unleashing violent destructive waves. The evil and emotional energies splashed out, sweeping across the entire hall. The seven-colored emotional energy began to shatter. Moments later, it obliterated the torrent of beings, descending as a cascading seven-colored waterfall. The ferocious force of it seemed as though a true god was venting its endless fury. That terrifying seven-colored waterfall, even with Xiao Yan's current strength, would probably be impossible to resist. The demon Xiao Yan spread his arms and gently embraced Yun in his arms. Then, a faint mark on his forehead released a scorching glow, and a hidden ancient ruler began to materialize behind him. An awe-inspiring, almost divine strength slowly awakened. Don't! Seeing Xiao Yan's calm state, Yun's heart skipped a beat. A deep sense of unease involuntarily escaped her lips. Yun's beautiful eyes fixed on Xiao Yan. She knew his temperament well, so she could feel the surge of power from the flower spirit's legacy within her body, mixed with the power of the divine artifact, creating an eerie, unsettling force. The demon Xiao Yan didn't say much, his gaze fixed on the Heavenly Tao Reincarnation Flame's body, which was slowly falling from the sky like a lifeless corpse. All the power within its chest ignited at once. Such a terrifying strike from the Heavenly Tao Reincarnation Flame caused no real damage to the filthy evil lord. If things dragged on any longer and this guy adapted to the Six Paths Reincarnation Immortal's body, they would all be doomed. Let me handle it. A serious expression flashed across Yun's delicate face. Her body trembled, and the Taiji Heavenly Emperor's sword in her hand began to hum. A terrifying aura, surpassing everything in the world, slowly radiated outward. Stay still. Demon Xiao Yan suddenly lowered his head and sternly rebuked the person in his arms. Clang, clang, clang. Just as Demon Xiao Yan was about to use his final trump card, two extremely ordinary scraps of paper suddenly burst uncontrollably from Xiao Yan and Tang Feng's bodies. They instantly exploded with blinding light, standing firmly at either side of the grand hall, withstanding the falling sky-like waterfall in an instant. No matter how the eerie, evil energy from the waterfall eroded them, the fragments of the map showed no signs of retreat. Instead, they slowly began to merge. A faint halo surrounded them. After merging, a picture full of mysterious patterns appeared. On it, a shadow of an elderly man with white hair could vaguely be seen. His body carried the fluctuations of time, unmoving like an ancient, powerful divine seat. Glurk! Is this the Six Paths reincarnation immortal? How is that possible? At this moment, from afar, the filthy evil lord, with a seemingly indifferent expression, froze mid-air as if struck by a wrathful thunderbolt. His body became cold, and a sense of fear surged in his heart, spreading uncontrollably throughout his being. The two scraps of the map merged instantly into one, revealing the phantom of an elderly face. The moment it appeared, the cave mansion, which had been silent for countless years, suddenly filled with vitality, as if it came back to life. The spirits within howled with excitement, as if welcoming their true master back. Two Six Paths reincarnation immortals? Tang Feng, who had been watching from a distance, looked extremely wary. He observed the Six Paths reincarnation immortal emerging from the ancient map, facing off against the filthy evil lord high in the sky. At this moment, the two figures were identical in every way, both in physical form and demeanor. The only difference was the aura in their eyes and the invisible pressure they emitted. One was holy, the other was utterly evil, two extremes. Master! Master! Demon Xiao, seeing this, stirred and quickly supported the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame back under the protection of the ancient map. The heavenly Tao reincarnation flame, seeing the elderly figure before him, felt a pang of sorrow. The way he called Master was so sincere, so willing. For the third sacred flame to call him Master so willingly, the strength and depth of the Six Paths reincarnation immortal were beyond measure. Little 3, you've worked hard these years. The phantom of the Six Paths reincarnation immortal turned back, looking at the near-death heavenly Tao reincarnation flame. In his kindly gaze, there was a sudden surge of invisible pressure and rage. Master, this person has already taken control of the body you left behind. Although it's not fully integrated yet, it's quite troublesome. However, his evil god body has been erased by us. The heavenly Tao reincarnation flame, nourished by Xiao sacred flame power, quickly recovered somewhat, but still spoke with a heavy expression. The remnants within the two fragments of the map were only an energy clone of the Six Paths reincarnation immortal, and the gap in power compared to the real body was immense. You old immortal! How is it possible that you're not completely destroyed yet? I fought desperately to erase you back then, wiping out both your body and soul. At this moment, the filthy evil lord's eyes were filled with fear and unease. Even though only an energy clone stood before him, the immense pressure it emitted was enough to terrify him. The Six Paths reincarnation immortal had caused unparalleled fear to the extraterritorial evil clan in the past. With just one person, he had wiped out several extraterritorial royal families, and countless powerful kings had fallen. Even the sixth evil god had no choice but to perish together with him. Countless cycles of suppression and sealing still couldn't erase the wrath in your heart. If you remain so stubborn and unrepentant, it looks like this time, we will have to completely erase you. The Six Paths reincarnation immortal slowly gazed at the filthy evil lord. This man left a deep impression with the evil aura that had been sealed and suppressed. A mere energy avatar dares to speak such words? Today, I shall have this evil god erase you once again. Filthy evil radiance. A venomous and hateful voice echoed as the filthy evil lord took a step forward. The entire hall shook once more, and all the seven-colored powers gathered into a terrifying wave of evil radiance, akin to a dying sun, rushing toward the Six Paths reincarnation immortal, standing firm atop the ancient diagram. At that moment, countless evil beings hidden within the cave mansion halted their breaths and trembled, their hearts filled with intense nervousness. They knew that an intense battle was about to erupt. All grievances and vendettas would be settled in the upcoming battle. After all these years, you still haven't understood the power of my Six Paths reincarnation. Looking at the overwhelming attack, the Six Paths reincarnation immortal sneered coldly and extended a finger toward the sky. In an instant, the mountains and rivers crumbled, the sun, moon, and stars rapidly rotated, and a moment later, they collided with the evil radiance. Boom! A strange, silent wave of energy emerged, and immediately, the two attacks were effortlessly swallowed, without even a sound of explosion. You should have died long ago. Die, you wretched thing. Evil reversal of heaven and earth. The filthy evil lord erupted with endless evil light, as if he were an evil sun that would shatter and explode, dazzling and ferocious. Endless evil power formed into a massive evil sun. The sun, like a pitch-black prison, emitted a sound as it pulsated. Within a 10-mile radius, all living beings and powers were suppressed and devoured. The evil sun prison was surrounded by a 7-colored halo. The light that could stir human emotions trembled slightly, leaving behind imprints, forming mysterious runes. The runes exuded a pitch-black aura, as if they were burning in slowly flowing black lava, hot, profound, and complex, containing a trace of a mysterious power from the laws. This time, let's see how you handle it. Die. The filthy evil lord unleashed a full-force, wrath-filled attack, targeting the 6 Paths Reincarnation Immortal. 3 Paths Reincarnation. Watching this scene, the 6 Paths Reincarnation Immortal again extended his finger, snapping it lightly. Golden sword blades surged from the air, transforming into a rain of golden swords as they shot forth. Within the golden sword rain, there was not only the supreme holy flame power of the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame, but also a peculiar, enigmatic force. That was reincarnation, the power of reincarnation. However, this reincarnation power seemed entirely different from the one controlled by Xiao. Crack! All the golden sword rain struck the massive sun prison in an instant, causing it to dim and lose all light. Within the prison, sounds of sizzling emerged as it rapidly melted away. Glug! As his attacks were constantly defeated, the filthy evil lord's heart grew increasingly shocked and fearful. No matter how the world spoke of them, only they knew that in a one-on-one fight, the filthy evil lord was no match for the 6 Paths Reincarnation Immortal. Only when the 6 Paths Reincarnation Immortal and the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame worked together did they manage to suppress him. That was only because they had just fought a battle and were lacking in power. In the end, they had no choice but to choose suppression. Otherwise, at their peak, the 6th evil god would have faded into obscurity beneath their power. The hall immediately fell into silence. However, Tang Feng, standing nearby, suddenly looked suspicious. It seemed that his target wasn't just the 6 Paths Reincarnation Immortal, but also the filthy evil lord. In other words, this person seemed to want to use the filthy evil lord's power to erase Xiao once again. At that point, whether it was the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame or Xiao flame mantra and other abilities, they would all fall into his hands. The 6 Paths Reincarnation Immortal atop the ancient diagram emitted an ancient and powerful aura of reincarnation from within his body. His eyes narrowed as he continuously scanned the bodies of the 3 figures behind him, seemingly contemplating something. 6 Paths, although I cannot erase this energy avatar of yours, you still cannot erase me. Moreover, this energy avatar of yours is time-limited. Once time runs out, it will dissipate, and when that happens, all the beings you've suppressed in the reincarnation cave mansion will break free from their bindings. Our battle will ultimately end with my victory. Once I leave here, return to the extraterritorial realm and organize things, the second heavenly war will undoubtedly result in the defeat of your great 1,000 worlds. After a probing exchange, the filthy evil lord gave up on resisting the 6 Paths Reincarnation Immortal. Standing tall in the void, a calm, unhurried expression spread across his face. Having taken over his body, all he needed to do was wait. Victory was eventually his. You despicable, shameless thing. Hearing the voice of the filthy evil lord, the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame roared with anger on his face. Back then, after they had just wiped out a powerful army of the extraterritorial evil clan, they were low on energy and were secretly recovering their strength. However, they were ambushed by the 6th evil god. Left with no choice, they resorted to mutual destruction. This was also the reason why rumors spread throughout the great 1,000 worlds, claiming that the Six Paths reincarnation immortals had worked together by sheer luck to seal and suppress the sixth evil god. In the Great Thousand Worlds, many rumors circulated, but only a few knew the truth, with most being distorted versions. Can't erase you? Who says that? At this moment, the Six Paths reincarnation immortal's gaze suddenly turned toward the devilish Xiao below, and a strange smile appeared on his lips. Although his current situation was indeed as the filthy evil lord described, he had forgotten some important details. As soon as the Six Paths reincarnation immortal finished speaking, dazzling reincarnation radiance began to emerge from his slightly ethereal body, vaguely resembling an undefeatable wheel of heaven and earth. You. Not good. The filthy evil lord suddenly realized something. His body trembled, and a wave of evil energy, dark enough to blot out the sun, surged toward Xiao, trying to strike him down. Xiao possessed the power of the sacred flame, and not just any sacred flame. If the Six Paths reincarnation immortal were to harness this, it would undoubtedly spell disaster for him. Too late. Our debts end here. With a whisper, an ancient light flashed and entered Xiao heart. Slowly, Xiao opened his eyes, filled with an ancient reincarnation aura. His body radiated light, instantly repelling the filthy evil lord's attack. Master is wise. At that moment, the heavenly Tao reincarnation flame's eyes gleamed with respect. He stood reverently to the side and addressed the mysterious-looking Xiao. Little one, let me borrow your body for a moment. Xiao eyes flashed with intricate, deep reincarnation patterns, as powerful as they were profound. He muttered to himself, You. Seeing the reincarnation power around Xiao, completely different from before, the filthy evil lord's heart shook violently. By the way, we never truly had a proper fight back then. Let me fulfill my final wish right here. Xiao smiled faintly and spoke to the distant filthy evil lord. Dream on. Dead men should look dead. Stop trying to act all mystical. The filthy evil lord's heart began to panic. His surrounding evil energy surged, faintly indicating that he was ready to risk everything. What made the Six Paths reincarnation immortal strong was the power of reincarnation and his control over the sacred flame. Let's settle our grudges here once and for all. Xiao gaze remained fixed on the filthy evil lord in the distance. Then, he raised his hand, and his handprint rapidly changed. Whoosh! The moment Xiao handprint changed, the atmosphere in the entire hall turned strange. Orange-gold flames surged from the void, pouring out suddenly and transforming into an ancient flame array that completely enveloped the hall. The void was locked down, and it seemed that all the power of the void was instantly sealed by this flame array. You think you can imprison me with the reincarnation heaven array? The filthy evil lord roared, and his entire body began to spin at high speed. A foul wind and blood rain burst out of him, unreservedly pouring onto the reincarnation heaven array. At the moment of his attack, the entire array hummed and twisted, as if it were about to collapse at any second. Will this cause trouble? Watching the battle of unparalleled experts in the sky, Yun's face tightened, constantly worried about Xiao. Don't worry, the master has his plans. The heavenly Tao reincarnation flame nodded solemnly at Yun. Having followed the Six Paths reincarnation immortal through countless reincarnations, he knew his master's nature well. Six Paths reincarnation pillar. Seeing the filthy evil lord's grim expression, Xiao smiled faintly and let out a low growl that echoed through the heavens, like thousands of thunderbolts roaring. Roar! The moment he growled, the entire space of the reincarnation heaven array trembled violently. It then transformed into a strange fire pillar the size of an arm. The fire pillar was covered in orange light, and intricate patterns were carved all over it. Yun glanced at it, and a dizzying sensation appeared within her, lingering for a long time. Filthy evil lord, you see your situation. How about we cooperate? At this moment, sensing Xiao destructive power, Tang Feng suddenly appeared beside him, speaking in a dark tone. You're not worthy. The filthy evil lord sneered, immediately opening his massive mouth and swallowing Tang Feng whole. At this moment, a sense of deathly fear rose in Tang Feng's heart. Under the massive, bloodthirsty mouth of the evil god, he found himself powerless to resist. Plop! The filthy evil lord showed no mercy. With a single movement of his mouth, Tang Feng was utterly annihilated, body and soul. Tang Feng's plans may have been clever, but he didn't know that the filthy evil lord despised humans more than anything. His actions were now his own undoing. Boom! After devouring Tang Feng's original life force, the entire formation space and the oppressive power of the fire pillar suddenly grew faint, becoming ethereal under the filthy evil lord's relentless attacks. Boom! The filthy evil lord, bathed in a blood-red glow, split open his mouth full of blood and roared, word by word. 6 paths, such attacks are useless to me now. Prepare to die. Filthy power. With a cold grunt, the filthy evil lord unleashed a torrent of evil energy that surged like a torrential downpour. The entire reincarnation sky formation began to collapse from the inside out. Even the cave mansion itself began to subtly disintegrate. If this place were to shatter, the extraterritorial spies hiding in the Great Thousand Worlds would likely whisk the filthy evil lord away immediately. The pressure of an evil god was undoubtedly fatal to the Great Thousand Worlds.